Let's be real for a second. You're not studying right now. You're pretending to care while secretly hoping some miracle will save your ass come exam day. How's that working out for you? After 15 years of acing exams through IGCSE, IB, and electrical engineering, all with straight A's, I've seen what separates the elite from the mediocre, and it's not intelligence. It's these battle-tested methods that transformed me from a distracted underachiever into an exam-crushing machine. If you're sick of half-assing your way through school while watching everyone else succeed, this is your wake-up call. Stop lying to yourself that you're trying your best when we both know you're barely scratching the surface of what you're capable of. In just 2 weeks, these methods will reprogram your entire approach to learning. But fair warning, this isn't about balance or study hacks. This is about becoming unstoppable when it matters most. Step 1. The testing domination method. Let me tell you something that changed everything for me. I used to be that student who highlighted textbooks for hours, reread notes until my eyes bled, and still bombed exams. Sound familiar? Here's the mind-blowing study that exposed my entire approach as worthless. Researchers took 3 groups of students. The first group reviewed material 4 times. The second group reviewed 3 times and tested themselves once. The third group? They reviewed just once and tested themselves 3 times. The results destroyed everything I thought I knew about studying. That third group, the one that barely reviewed the material, crushed the other groups on the final exam. Even more shocking? They were the least confident going in. Why? Because real learning isn't comfortable. Your brain doesn't form connections when you're passively rereading material. It forms connections when you're struggling, when you're forcing yourself to recall information without help. Here's exactly what I did to implement this: the immediate testing protocol. I started using past papers from day 1, not just before exams. Yes, I failed miserably at first, but that struggle was the whole point. I forced myself to work through problems before I felt ready. When I got stuck, I'd check the solution, then immediately try a similar problem without help. When past papers weren't available, I'd read a concept once, then pace around my room explaining it out loud like I was teaching someone else. I looked insane, but it worked. I embraced the discomfort. Every time I got a question wrong, I reminded myself that the pain was the sign of my brain rewiring itself. The first week was brutal. My confidence was shattered. But by week 2, concepts that had confused me for months suddenly clicked into place. Not because I got smarter, but because I finally stopped letting my brain take the easy way out. Print out my hourly planner from the link in my description. Track every hour for 2 weeks straight. This isn't optional if you want real results. Step 2. The lion focus method. Look at this lion. Study like this predator, not like the pathetic sloth you've been imitating. Let me explain what I mean. When a lion hunts, it doesn't multitask. It doesn't check Instagram between bites. It focuses with absolute intensity for short bursts, then rests completely. Meanwhile, you're studying like a sloth, reaching for your phone the moment concentration gets difficult, taking quick breaks that turn into hour-long distractions, convincing yourself you're still working when you've been staring at the same page for 20 minutes. The cold truth? 2 hours of lion-like focus will accomplish more than 10 hours of sloth-like studying. Here's how I implemented this transformation. I blocked out a non-negotiable 2-hour deep work session every day. Same time, same place. During this time, I eliminated all distractions. Phone in another room, notifications off, door locked, eyes glued to my work. I gave myself permission to rest completely after these sessions. No guilt, no half-working while watching Netflix, total recovery. I tracked my focus intensity. If my mind wandered more than twice in a 30-minute block, I considered that session a failure and analyzed what went wrong. The top medical students in the world all share this one habit. They lock themselves away for periods of intense, uninterrupted focus. Not because they're smarter than you, but because they understand that attention is your most valuable resource. When I started studying like this, my productivity quadrupled. Not because I was working more hours, but because I was working with a level of intensity I didn't know I was capable of. Step 3. The unconscious mind. Breakthrough. Here's the brutal reality most study gurus won't tell you. Your procrastination isn't a time management problem or a discipline problem. It's a mental health problem. When you sit down to study and feel that overwhelming urge to check your phone, it's not because you're lazy. It's because there's a war happening in your unconscious mind. A tug of war between what you consciously want, good grades, and what your unconscious mind wants, to avoid pain. I spent years beating myself up for lacking discipline. I tried every productivity hack, every app blocker, every time management system. Nothing worked long-term because I was treating the symptom, not the cause. The breakthrough came when I realized my procrastination was actually protecting me from something. The fear of failure, the memory of past humiliations, the dread of not measuring up. Here's the method that finally ended the war in my mind: the unconscious integration protocol. I implemented a non-negotiable morning pages practice, 5-10 minutes of stream of consciousness writing first thing every day. I wrote without judgment, without planning, without censoring, just pure mental vomit on the page. I threw away the pages after writing to ensure total honesty with myself. I tracked patterns in my resistance. When did procrastination hit hardest? What subjects triggered it? What thoughts preceded the urge to quit? The first week felt pointless, but by week 2, I started seeing the unconscious patterns driving my behavior. Old humiliations from math class. The fear that working hard and still failing would prove I wasn't smart enough. Once these unconscious obstacles were visible, they began losing their power over me. Studying stopped feeling like a battle of willpower and started feeling like a natural flow state. This technique isn't pretty, it's not quick, but it attacks the root cause of procrastination in a way no productivity hack ever could. If you're still reading, you're among the few who genuinely want to transform. More than 60% of people have already clicked away to scroll through reels or shorts. I've created a complete system that builds on these principles. A Notion template with habit trackers, study planners, and daily journaling frameworks. It's free. Just click the link in my description. Don't waste another day with methods that only work for people who don't need them in the first place. These techniques aren't balanced, they aren't comfortable, but they work. And if you're sick of mediocrity like I was, you'll start today. The difference between where you are and where you want to be isn't intelligence or luck. It's having the right system and the courage to implement it. The choice is yours.